This is your Barbados Today midweek news update for Wednesday, April 8. A hive of activity for supermarket operators as they resume limited operations today for the first time since the curfew took effect last Friday. And for the most part, it appears the day went smooth. There was no in-store shopping as outlined by Acting Prime Minister Cynthia Bradshaw yesterday as part of measures to control the spread of COVID-19. Rather, shoppers were able to collect their pre-packaged groceries or online orders. Barbados Today visited several outlets, including Chanel Supermarket in Black Rock, and store manager Mark Jordan says it was a busy day.
Our majority of the orders has been called in. We are doing also some pre-packed orders as well. It has been a very busy morning and things is going pretty well. I believe that most customers are satisfied with the progress and how it's going. And I'm glad that we could be able to come here and do things a different way so as to satisfy everybody so that they can accomplish most of what they would need at this time. It's a very difficult period, and at the same time we want to practice all the safety measures put in place, and so that at the end of the day, we be quite satisfied with all that has been done. The orders is going pretty well. There's nothing much to complain about right now. It's just that it has been a very busy morning.
Health authorities report that 2 more COVID-19 patients have recovered, as outlined in today's daily update from the Ministry of Health. That brings the total of recovered patients to 8. Confirmed cases remain at 63. This includes 33 females and 30 males between the ages of 7 and 95 years old. 52 people remain in isolation. The Barbados Alliance to End Homelessness has halted its intake of persons at its Price Street shelter in an effort to protect current residents from COVID-19. President Kimar Safri said the shelter had admitted 70 persons since the 24-hour curfew took effect last week. He noted that current residents are not showing any signs of the virus, and therefore every precaution is being made to ensure the facility remains free of COVID-19.
Because of the spread of the COVID and we don't know where it is at risk now for us to be constantly taking persons into the shelter, affecting this large number of persons already existing in the shelter. So we have to now stop taking that much taking people. Even the ones that are on the street could be affected by not being able to come into the building because they've been given a chance and at the time they did not take it. So by taking one person and then coming and affecting 70, and then that 70 going back out at some point, or within 4 days that person started showing, 5 days that person started showing symptoms and affect the building, that means you're putting a larger number at risk. Right now the numbers on the streets are limited as it relates to people, so it's much more safer even if they're still out there.
Safri disclosed that members of the homeless community who are unable to stay at the shelter will get a card from the organization which says, "I am homeless," to present to police on patrol. He also assured that those on the street will still continue to receive the organization's help.
We've also made provision that we go to them and we feed them and we make sure we reach them. There are persons that call us from around the country to say there's somebody here, somebody there. Now, we only have one vehicle in our midst, and we could only reach so much. And I know that there are some of the homeless that persons are quite accustomed to taking care of, and that would have to suffice at some level because we cannot reach everyone, but we've tried to go to everyone every day, every night. But there are some that, as I said, they decide not to come.
At the height of the COVID-19 outbreak, Barbadians have been lending a helping hand in various ways. Businessman Anthony Nadeau, the Chief Executive Officer of Pawns Broker International, has donated 2,000 face masks to the Sanitation Service Authority and the Ministry of Health. Nadeau says he felt obligated to reach out to hard-working frontline workers.
The Sanitation Authority, the Ministry of Health, these frontline workers out there putting their life on the line for us every day. And it really bothered me, and we ended up only being able to afford to bring 2,000 masks in, of which we were able to donate 400 to the Sanitation Authority, and we are donating the other 1,500 to the Ministry of Health for the stores in our area.
And when you say we, which company are you speaking of?
Carrots Global Inc., which is Pawn Brokers International. We're located in the Chanel complex in Black Rock. And we have 2 medical facilities near to us and the sanitation department that work with us every day. We see these people every day, and it is very hurtful to see people rushing to do these kind of jobs till when their lives are on the line. And more than any money could mean in selling these things, these face masks, it is more important that we give them.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional news, Guyana's Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu today warned citizens to adhere to the 12-hour curfew, even as he appealed to law enforcers to get tough on violators. More in this report from Tamika Rodney of HGP TV News.
Prime Minister Moses Nagamutu, during a recent virtual media briefing, stood firmly to the notion that the new measures are to be upheld by the Guyana Police Force to ensure public safety during this pandemic. He made a reference to the public transportation operators who are required to take half of the number of passengers they are licensed to at a time.
These measures that they have to be enforced by the police. It's the same with the taxi and the mini buses. If they are not maintaining this order, this is a law. This is a law. If it says 1/2 of your capacity, then it shall be 1/2 of your capacity. It's not going to be may or maybe. It shall be, it must be. And those who are violating the law, they have to, as they have the old saying, those have to live by the law, they will have to suffer for the violation of the law.
The Prime Minister alluded to countries like India that have adopted stringent measures to deal with persons who are found on the streets beyond the curfew without reasonable cause.
Lock down and lick up. As you know, in India, when they had a lockdown, I look at the video clips, it may be amusing. And there was a lot of lick up. The policemen were out there with their lathis, with their bamboo, and they were beating those guys who flouted the curfew.
On the international scene, the head of the World Health Organization today defended the organization's response to the coronavirus pandemic amid threats by U.S. President Donald Trump to pull funding for the organization.
The focus of all political parties should be to save their people. Please don't politicize this virus. It exploits the differences you have at the national level. If you want to be exploited, and if you want to have many more body bags, then you do it.
That's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM.